Ethan had always preferred quiet living, which is why apartment 3B seemed perfect. It was cheap, clean, and located in a peaceful neighborhood on the outskirts of Portland, Oregon. The landlord, Mr. Jenkins, was an elderly man with thick glasses and a habit of muttering to himself. When Ethan signed the lease, Jenkins gave a peculiar warning. "Don't worry about noises from upstairs. The place has been empty for years." Ethan laughed it off, thinking it was just a quirky landlord trying to add some charm to the rundown building. But the first night told a different story. At exactly 3:15 a.m., Ethan was jolted awake by the distinct sound of footsteps overhead, slow, deliberate creaks against the wooden floor. He lay in bed, heart pounding, convincing himself it was the building settling or maybe his imagination. But the footsteps continued, night after night, always at 3:15. Curiosity soon outweighed fear. One morning, after another restless night, Ethan decided to investigate. He climbed the dusty staircase to the 4th floor, where apartment 4B should have been. The hallway was colder, the walls stained with water damage, and faded wallpaper peeling at the edges. But there was no apartment 4B, just a bricked-up wall where the door should have been. Confused and unnerved, Ethan confronted Mr. Jenkins. "I thought you said it was empty up there," Ethan said. Jenkins sighed, rubbing his temples. "It is. Has been since the fire." "What fire?" The old man hesitated. "Years ago, a tenant named Claire lived up there. She was troubled. One night, she set a fire. They never found her body. After that, we sealed it up." That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. The footsteps returned, but this time, they were accompanied by faint whispers, words he couldn't make out, layered with sadness and rage. Driven by a mix of terror and determination, he grabbed a flashlight and a crowbar, heading upstairs once more. He chipped away at the crumbling plaster, exposing a charred door hidden beneath. Its surface was blackened, the handle rusted with age. Against every instinct screaming in his mind, Ethan opened it. Inside was a small, burned-out apartment frozen in time. Ash-covered furniture, scorched walls, and a mirror hanging crookedly on the far wall. But what made Ethan's blood run cold was the message scrawled across the mirror in soot. "I'm still here." A sudden gust slammed the door shut behind him. The temperature plummeted, and Ethan felt a presence. He turned slowly, the beam of his flashlight trembling. In the corner, a shadow shifted, a figure emerging, her face partially burned, eyes hollow and endless. "Claire." Ethan stumbled backward, trying to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. Claire moved closer, her mouth opening in a silent scream. Ethan felt his mind unravel, darkness creeping in from the edges of his vision. When he awoke, he was in his bed, drenched in sweat. Daylight streamed through the blinds. For a brief moment, he thought it had been a nightmare, until he noticed soot-stained fingerprints on his bedroom mirror, and the faint sound of footsteps upstairs.